It's a 3 paycheck month for my husband, which means extra income that we have to budget this month. Here is how we are planning to spend our whole household income for the month of June. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. I love to be your budget conscious mom friend and I want to help you find ways to budget, save, and make more money for your family. So if that sounds like something interesting to you, scroll down and hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos. One thing that I do here on my channel is share our personal household budget. Our household is made up of myself, my husband Jacob, our 2 sons, Peter and Jack, who are 2 and 4, and we have another baby boy on the way this August. So we are living in Phoenix, Arizona, and here is how we are planning to budget this month. So the first thing that you see in our budget is our income section. I have Jacob's income and my income individually blocked off, but I do show you our total income. We are planning to bring home $11,900. This is after taxes, insurance, 401k, HSA, all of those kinds of things. My husband, like I mentioned, is getting 3 paychecks this month. He is paid bi-weekly, so every other week, and so 2 months of the year he gets 3 paychecks in a month. So we like to just budget, like our baseline off of his 2 paychecks, and then it kind of feels like those 2 months when you get a 3rd paycheck kind of feels like a bonus kind of thing. So I like budgeting this way. I know some people will budget per paycheck, and if that works for you, great, do it. But for us, I like to just budget the month off of 2 of his salaried paychecks, and then having that extra one feels fun. So it's always fun to budget with an extra bit of income. I also do want to mention that the budget template that I am using is one that you can get yourself on my shop. I will have a link to it down below as an instant download that works in Excel, Google Sheets, all of those things, and you can pick it up and use it every month from here on out. As far as my income goes, I do social media, everything that you see here, and I also am a virtual bookkeeper, and so I have my business and I pay myself a salary out of my business every single month. If you are interested in learning more about becoming a bookkeeper, I recently came out with a course called Next Level Bookkeeper, which walks you through how to do bookkeeper tasks, use QuickBooks Online, and launch your bookkeeping business, which also includes finding clients. If you're interested in that, I will leave a link to that down below as well, and you can check it out there. It's been a wonderful additional income stream for me and my family. I'm a stay-at-home mom with my 2 boys. I'm with them all day, and I just work when they sleep, like right now. Another great thing about bookkeeping is that you don't need to be an accountant or have an accounting background to be a bookkeeper. So I think you just need to be organized and have an interest in money management. So it could be a great option for you if you're interested. I'll leave that link down below. So we use a zero-based budget, which means all of our income equals all of our money out, which includes expenses, debt, and savings. We are debt-free besides our mortgage, which you will see. So the sections that you'll see in our budget are just our expenses and our savings. So first off, we have our tithe. We are Christians and we believe in giving to our church and other organizations, so that's going to be a first thing in our budget. I do have that blocked off just for privacy, as well as we support 2 children in Rwanda through African New Life. Next we have is our mortgage, which is $23.05, and that is just our principal and interest for our mortgage. We bought this house and moved to Phoenix from Portland, Oregon in December, so we have a high interest rate, but we have really been enjoying our lives so much since being here. It's felt like a great move for us and our family. Okay, next is the HOA. We do live in a neighborhood with a homeowners association, but we bought a brand new house, and one of the incentives that they had was that they prepaid for our first year of HOA fees, so we're not paying for that right now. Next we have is natural gas. I know it'll be $39.10. Then we have electric, which is going to be right around $140. I think it's a little bit under that, but we've been working on finding easy ways to save on our energy costs. I obviously know that when we get into June, July, and August, we're going to be running our air conditioner a lot more. So we just wanted to be really conscious and get into like good habits of our energy consumption so that our bill won't be $500 a month. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But I'm proud of us right now for $140 for this last month. The weather, it was like 90s every day. So I'm pretty pleased with a $140 bill with running our air conditioner as much as we did. Next we have is trash, which is $20 a month. And then we have water. We used a bit more water this last month, probably because we've been doing more like outside water activities. We do not have a pool, but the kids have a little inflatable pool and water table, all of that kind of stuff. So $125. Normally this has been under $100. Next we have is internet, which is the standard $50 a month. Then we have our phones. This is mine and Jacob's cell phones at $110. Then we have insurance. This is insurance for both of our cars. We drive a 2024 Kia Carnival and a 2018 Toyota Highlander, and so the insurance on those together is $200. Next we have is life insurance at $52.89, and we have a term life insurance policy on myself and my husband Jacob. Next we have is groceries. We're budgeting $6.50 for that. We do HelloFresh, and I've shared about this before, but we've actually done HelloFresh now for 2 years, and I have a referral, which like anyone can have, where I have a link that gets you a free box of HelloFresh, and in return then I get a credit to my account. So I've actually had some free credits built up because I did have one video, like a review video of HelloFresh, kind of go a little viral. So thank you if you've ever used my link for HelloFresh. If you want to check it out and get a free box, you can pause or cancel it at any time. We've really enjoyed it, and my parents actually do it every week too. They fully pay for it and they really like it too. So our grocery bill is basically just snacks and breakfast, lunches, all of that kind of stuff, which is still crazy to me that it's this high, quite honestly. But oftentimes too, the boys won't eat the food that we have with HelloFresh, so half the time I'm making them their own separate thing anyway for dinner. So that's probably it as well. But if you want to check out HelloFresh, I will have a link down below and you can get a free box with my referral link. Next we have is eating out. We budget $150 for eating out. We eat out just once a week, and so we typically do like a takeout or fast food kind of thing. We're not doing a lot of sit down restaurants at this season of our lives. Next we have is gas. We budget $150 for that, for gas for our cars. Next we have is fun, and we budget $50 for that. I know that's super minimal, but it gives us something if we want to do something fun as a family. Next we have is miscellaneous. You always need a miscellaneous category in your budget. We have that at $100. Next I have is extra mortgage. I'm not putting anything to this month, but this is something that we do want to work on in 2024. Hopefully is putting a little bit extra to our mortgage to pay that off a little bit sooner, especially because our interest rate is so high. If we were still at our old house where we had a 3.25% interest rate, I would not be putting extra to my mortgage. But given that our rate is 6.6, I feel good about putting extra to our mortgage principal. But we're working on some other things first, which you will see down below. Next we have is our Roth IRA. We are putting $1,400 a month to our Roth IRAs. Our plan is to max out 2 Roth IRAs for the rest of the year. So we have $1,400 a month going to that between March through December, which will max out 2 Roth IRAs, $7,000 for each. We also, like I mentioned, are saving for my husband's 401k through his employer, so we have that deducted as well, which you don't see here because that is the net of our income. Next we have is college. We put $100 each month to each of our sons' 529 college savings plans. Once our third son is born, we plan to open up a 529 for him as well, and we will be contributing to that additionally. So as a grand total of all the money that we plan to have come out of our bank account this month, $6,882.59. Now for the savings section here in our budget, the first thing that you see here is our emergency fund, which we are putting every extra penny to right now. We are working on getting this up to $30,000. We want to have over 6 months of necessary expenses saved in our emergency fund, which is about $30,000 for us. So $2,769 is what we plan to save towards that this month. We are also setting aside money for property taxes and property insurance, which we will be paying for when the bill comes due. We do not have this paid through escrow. We are paying this ourselves. So $300 for property taxes, $65.06 for property insurance. And then taxes, we also have been setting aside money for taxes because I am self-employed. I do pay taxes, and quarterly payments are going to be due in July, and I'm going to be paying those. So the reason why all of these are in a different color is because this is money that actually sits in our high yield savings account. If you do not have a high yield savings account yet, you need to get one because it is one of the easiest things that you can do to better your finances. A high yield savings account works just like a normal savings account, except you earn over 10 times the national average rate for a savings account. I've been using CIT Bank now for the last 9 or 10 months. they've been great, and they right now have a platinum savings account that earns you 5% interest, which are some of the highest rates around, and that's why I am with them. I did a whole review video with CIT Bank, and you can check it out here, but I would highly recommend checking them out. I will leave a link down below. Like I mentioned, their platinum savings account earns 5%, but you need to have at least $5,000 in that account to earn 5%. So if you have less than $5,000, they also have a Savings Connect account, which earns 4.65%, which is still a super high rate. So if you have less than $5,000, go check out the Savings Connect account. I will leave links to both of those accounts, and you can check them out. I recommend them to all of my personal friends and family, and it's been wonderful to earn free interest on money that is just going to be sitting in savings. I like to have these sinking funds set aside in our high yield savings account because it's not money that I'm pulling in and out of every single month, but instead it builds up over the months, and then there may be like, once a quarter I pay my taxes and those kinds of things, so I don't have to pull from it very often. CIT Bank is totally legit. It's FDIC insured. I've kept my money there now for all this time, including our house sale proceeds that we had, which was a couple $100,000 that I kept with them, and felt super comfortable doing so. And they are an online bank, so it just takes a couple days to make a transfer from CIT Bank to your regular checking or savings. So that's why I always want to make sure that I have money set aside still in my checking account and in my savings if I need to do a quick pull from it. But there's plenty of other things that I can wait a couple days to get my money out if I need to with doing the transfer from CIT Bank. So I felt good with that. Again, I will leave a link to them down below. You can check it out. If you do not have a high yield savings account, sign up for one because it's literally free interest that you should be earning from your savings just sitting in a bank account. Next we have is personal spending money. Jacob gets $150 and I get $75. The only reason that these are different is because Jacob's more of a spender than I am. I just don't personally want to spend that much money, so that is what it is. Next we have is extra giving. We put $50 aside into extra giving for us to be able to say yes to additional giving opportunities if they come up. We also put $50 into gifts for things like baby shower gifts or birthday gifts, things like that. Then we have clothing for myself and Jacob. We have $50 going to that. I'm not buying a lot of clothes right now, just living off of the maternity clothes, Next we have is vacation. We are putting $200 a month into our vacation fund. We are not planning to go on any vacation anytime soon because I am having a baby here shortly. But one thing that I actually would love to do is in a year go to Disneyland for our son's 5th birthday. So we're setting aside money, and hopefully we'll be able to take that trip here in a year, and it'll be great because we've been setting aside money for a whole year. When the time rolls around, that would be $2,400, which is actually about what we spent on our recent trip to Disneyland. I did a breakdown for that if you want to see the cost of our Disneyland trip. I'll leave that up here as well. Next we have is Christmas. We aren't setting aside money for the purpose of Christmas right now because we have a credit card with USAA that earns 1.5% cash back. We also have our city card that also earns cash back. We use our credit cards responsibly. We use them for all of these normal expenses, and we pay them off in full every single month. We don't pay a penny of interest, but I love those extra benefits that come with using credit cards, and we use our credit card rewards to be able to fund Christmas each year. So we're going to have that covered through credit card rewards this year. Next we have is medical at $533.33. Since I am expecting a baby, it's a heavy medical year for us, and we are just setting aside the amount that we need to cover our family max out of pocket for our insurance plan. So that is $533 each month from January through December. Like I mentioned, we do have an HSA, and I love the HSA because it has a triple tax advantage, and I want to take advantage of that as much as possible, which means we are actually not using our HSA funds to cover all of the medical expenses we've been spending. Instead, you can actually invest the dollars inside your HSA, and that money can grow tax-free, and then you can use it later to be spent tax-free on qualified medical expenses. So we pay for all of our medical expenses out of pocket. I then save every receipt, track all of the transactions that we pay for that are HSA qualified in a spreadsheet, save all those receipts, and then we just pay for it out of pocket. And then at a later date, if we want to take money out of the HSA, we are able to do. Next we have is dues and subscriptions. We put $100 a month into that. And then we have cart maintenance at $75 and house maintenance at $200. Our house maintenance will go up. I will increase this towards the end of the year, but our house is under a 1-year warranty. So if anything like went wrong with the house right now, it would be fully covered with our warranty. But there are other things that we've been, you know, still doing around the house and making additions to, of, you know, furnishings and things like that. So I do put money into house maintenance. Next we have is household at $100 for things like toilet paper, paper towels, dish soap, all of that kind of good stuff. Then we have kids at $300. So this is for things like diapers, clothing, toys, anything that we need to buy for our kids. This is a little bit higher right now because we are about to have a baby and I'm about to use my registry completion coupon to get the things that we're going to need for the baby. Since this is my third boy, there's very few things that we actually need. I'm planning to make a video talking about the things that I'm buying for baby number 3 if you're interested in hearing more about that. But you bet I still made a baby registry for this baby because, not because I'm having a baby shower for my third boy, but because you can get a registration completion coupon of 15% off things on your registry at places like Amazon and Target. So I've added those things to my registry and I will use that coupon to be able to purchase the very few necessities that I need for this baby. So I'm able to use that coupon soon in the month of June. So we have some extra money set aside there. Okay, so as a grand total, we are planning to put into sinking funds $5,017.41. So here you can see our total out, which is taking the total of our expenses and our savings. Again, we don't have a debt section because we don't have any debt besides our mortgage, and that is $11,900. And the difference, which should be zero between our income and all that money out, is zero, and that means we have our zero-based budget. So that is an overall look at our budget for the month of June. Let me know how your budget is looking this month. Don't forget, you can check out this budget template with the link down below in the description box. And also, please go sign yourself up for a high yield savings account if you don't have one already. It's a super easy way to earn free interest on money that's going to be sitting in savings anyway. And I will leave a link to CIT Bank, which is who I personally use, in the description box down below as well. And with that, I'll look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.